Distinguished authority of the Universidad del Istmo, Honorable Rector Lilibet Romero, members of the academic faculty, esteemed director of the Cooperation School, El Tecal Bilingual Educational Center, esteemed cooperating professor, family, and friends. It is with a profound humility and immense satisfaction that I appear before you tonight. This is not only the closing of one chapter, but also the inauguration of my professional life. My dedication, I acknowledge I wish to begin this ceremony with sincere gratitude. My thanks go to my family for being my unwavering foundation and to the university for providing me with the necessary theoretical groundwork. Special recognition is due to my cooperating professor Alberto Aguilar. His classroom was not merely a workspace, but a laboratory for growth where every mistake became a valuable lesson. His mentorship was the cornerstone of this experience. My teaching practice has been a testing ground for my philosophy of teaching. My approach is based on two fundamental pillars. The first pillar is meaningful learning where their content must be relevant to the student life. And the second is teaching as an agent equality seeking to guarantee that every student regardless of their background has access to quality education. This philosophy, inspired by authors like Paulo Freire, guided me throughout my practicum. My practicum took place at the Tecal Bilingual Educational Center, an institution with a rich history spanning more than 20 years of development leaders. It mentions centering on comprehensive and bilingual development, and its vision, oriented toward educational innovation, provided me with the ideal framework. Its location is in Bacamonte del Tecal directly, demonstrating of the socioeconomic context influence learning needs. Analyze the organizational structure, I understood that educational is a team effort that extends far beyond the classroom. My experience with the school administration was a fundamental. I attended several coordination meetings and training sessions on anti-bullying protocols and the proper use of artificial intelligence, and specifically recall a meeting on resource management. That training showed me the complexity of school logistics. I understood that teaching is not only a pedagogical but also the efficient management of resource and time. My overall objective was to integrate my theoretical knowledge into the reality of the classroom. But it was a specific objective that challenged me achieving curricular differentiation and growth of 28 students with diverse age and interest. This challenge forced me to be creativity and flexibility. The collaboration with my cooperating teacher was the most challenging phase intense. I closely observed his class, taking detailed notes on growth management and transition. Together, we prepare a weekly lesson plans. Let me share and explain when planning the lesson on the water circle. My initial plan was a traditional PowerPoint presentation. He challenged me to use a non-digital resource. We ended up designing an interactive model using recycled materials. This decision not only resulted in tangible teaching tools but also taught me the value and credible with limited resources. Regarding my experience with the students, I work with a group of students in grade 5, 6, 7, and 8 with average age of 11, 15, and 30 years old. Mostly I upper intermediate level. I anecdote that illustrate this, I implemented a learning activity called the Expert Plan. The purpose was to encourage the independent research and oral presentation skill. When I saw the student named Daniel Gordon, who initially avoided speaking up and defending his point, I noticed he is a very incident from a point of view why that having research in myself. I confirmed that the driving force of educational is not content, but confidence and motivation. In the classroom, we apply various tools. For example, methodology. We heavily utilize project-based learning. This allows us to move beyond the textbook and give practical application to the content. And strategy. The strategy is the main strategy of the collaborative teacher was the flipped classroom. This allows us to dedicate in a person time not to explanation but to intensive practice and addressing question. My techniques. I implemented the excited ticket technique. It's a simple yet powerful tool. At the end of each class, a student wrote a question or key a concept on a sticky note. This helped me plan the beginning of the next class, ensuring we were addressing their real needs. Assessment was ongoing. We didn't limit ourselves to a final exam. We implemented formative assessment using checklists for a group work and self-assessment after each activity. Summative. Throughout the tailored rubrics for BPL projects, ensuring transparency and grading, assessment became a decision-making tool if 70% of students fail a question on the exit ticket. We knew we needed to review that concept immediately. The practicum confronted me with a real limitation such as a lack of internet access in some classrooms and the rigidity of a pre-established curriculum. I encountered barriers in the lack of the time to dedicate individualized attention to each student. However, the constant support of the faculty allowed me to overcome this obstacle credibility. And good teacher I learned doesn't eliminate the barrier but rather circumvents it with ingenuity. My main strength was my ability to create a positive and classroom environment. My initial weakness was underestimating the time need for transition between activities. The greatest opportunity is the school potential for digitalization. The great threat is high dropout rate at the university level. Sometimes the entire system must address. Regarding achievement, I am proud to have implemented a peer tutoring system for struggling students. Statistics showed an improvement in the grade of the student being tutored, demonstrating the power of collaborative learning. Based on my findings, I propose to the administration invest in a unified learning management platform to facilitate communication and documentation. To the academic coordinator, encourage more co-teaching opportunity for teachers from different disciplines. To my university, maintain and strength mentoring with our collaborative professors, and it is the most valued experience. This experience has transformed me from a student of theory to the teaching professional. I live with the certainty that my vocation is to build bridges of knowledge. My comment is excellent and to the future of my students. Thank you for trusting me and for giving me the opportunity to grow. Thank you, Universidad del Istmo. God bless you.